We are glad that you all have taken the time to come and be with us on this evening. This is an opportunity for you to learn more about how to manage your personal finance. So many times when we speak of finance, people get a little nervous, which you don't supposed to. That is an opportunity where we should run to. So we thank you for coming to take the time to listen, to be a part of a presentation. My econ, you're going to find out that it's short of my economy. So that means that you are involved in what is going on in your personal life. My name is Lou Lambert. I am an EVP with My Econ. I've been a part of My Econ since 2005. Didn't realize it's been there. But over the course of that time, me and my family have benefited. I mean, $1,000 has been saved our personal finance. And looking at years ago, let's look at this year. We saved right at $8,000 in tax savings. Why? Because I am a home-based business owner. That is something that we don't take lightly. You will find that out during the presentation and during the course of the evening. So at this time, what we're going to do, we're going to ask before Tyree Harris is going to come and greet you, we're going to ask the associate here to introduce themselves and let you know a little about themselves. We're going to start with Ms. Cooper.
Hi, I'm Barbara Cooper. I'm Marcel. I've been in the business for about 8 or 9 years, and I have cash flow of $50,000 in cash flow. I eliminated debt, and my income has been being used.
Great.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Yolanda Jones, and I am the EVP with My Econ. I've been part of My Econ since 2003, and it's been a blessing. You all come on, join me. Since being a part of My Econ, I've increased my score over 100 points. I've saved over, about $12,000. So, thank you.
My name is Marilyn Benson. I'm from Monticello also, and I've been a part of My Econ since 2007. And since that time, I've saved over $25,000, put it back into our pockets, and we're happy about that. And most of all, I'm excited about learning about investing, and we have really appreciated My Econ for teaching us on investing, saving on taxes, and I've been debt. We have been debt free since 2009. I'm thankful for that, and I can just say so much, but I mostly want to say that become a part of My Econ about the family that I have gained being a part of My Econ.
Right.
My name is Latricia Tatum, and I became a part of My Econ. I've been a part of My Econ since 2011, and since I became a part of My Econ, it has really developed me mentally, spiritually, and I have cash flow of $12,000 back into my home, and I have just became my EVP, and I'm super excited, and I am ready to roll. I'm excited to be a part of a company that's not only debt free, is a company that's a family company. It not only teaches you how to be debt free, it teaches you how to just save money, and it teaches you how to just pull everything that you have in resources together. And once you go Mike, you never want to go back.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Banks.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I am Clarissa Pace. My new associate. Glad to meet you.
Oh,
Glad
yeah.
All right, glad to have you here. Y'all listen up. But I've been a part of Bodycon for its inception, since its inception. As a matter of fact, it was before that. It was 3 years, as Yolanda said. It was actually 2002, 2003 when we became a part of the concept. And since being a part of the principles and using the strategies of Bodycon, my husband and I have cash flowed over a total amount of $605,000. I'm so excited because the first testimony was to be able to put the first $12,000 back into my household by learning to complete the W-4 properly, okay? And then the next, I was able to eliminate debt, and then I was able to make investments. We've grown, our investments are diverse in that we have cash and we got RAs and annuities. So I'm excited about that. And over the years, we've saved at least $5,000 a year on tax savings. So that's what we're here for tonight, and that's why everybody else is here, so we can continue to do that and to teach you how to do that as well.
Thank you. Mr. Allen.
How's everybody doing?
Great.
I'm Chris Allen. I'm an EVP in my econ. I've been a part of my econ for 4 years. Since being part of business, I had cash flow of $35,000 back to my home, which allowed me to eliminate debt and to allow me to become an investor. So I'm continuing to move forward, and I said my econ changed my life.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Rachel Williams, and I'm part of my I see y'all posting on Facebook, but I can't because I'm at work, so I see the post. But I've been a part of my econ, and I've come back since January, but I've been doing the principles behind being a part of my econ. And I did my W-4, and so I brought back into my household like, I think it's 500 or 5,000, I think it's like $500 so far. So I've repaired my credit.
Great.
Credit is repaired, so the only debts I have are my house and my supermarket, and I will be debt free.
Great,
Yay.
great job, great job. At this time, our guest, introduce yourself. I know you're a new associate right here in your name.
Patricia Johnson. My
Patricia.
name is Patricia Johnson. I live in Monticello. And I hope my econ can work with me.
I'm breathing now.
Brittany Nelson. Okay, we're glad to have you guys with us. Okay. But at this time, we're going to bring for our presentation. He's bringing in a guest. We're going to have greetings from Mr. Harris, who is a marketing director with my econ. Mr. Harris. And then we'll come back.
I had to find my sheet. Good evening, each of you here. And we would like to welcome you to our financial fitness presentation and training, bringing you to personal financial success. It is simply having enough cash flow to support your chosen lifestyle during your working years and during your retirement years. I know we are in we're in a church house, and we do know that since my econ has been built up on those principles of the foundation of salvation as Christianity. But let me just dive into this. We do know that salvation is free. It doesn't cost you a brown penny, a wood nickel, or a dime to become a disciple of Jesus. It will cost you everything you got and more. Today we are here to present the presentation Financial Fitness. Have you ever been to a fitness center? I believe some of us have that one time we've been to a fitness center. Okay, it says you go there to work out, build muscles, burn some fat cells. You're trying to get off some few calories. You have made up your mind that nothing was going to stop you from losing the weight for whatever reason may be. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
That was your purpose. That's what it's been designed for. It says you were committed to the task that was put before you. This question comes to mind. Are you committed to your personal financial success? Having enough cash flow to support your lifestyle? Only time will tell.
Okay.
Remember what I said earlier. Salvation is free, but to become a disciple of Jesus, it will cost you. Today's presentation and training is free, but to become a disciple of your personal financial success, it will cost you. Most of the time, it will cost you everything. In my closing, we are here in this event to be transformed by the renewing of our minds through learning how to minimize our taxes, eliminate our debt, minimize our expenses, restore our credit, build assets, accumulations through investment. Will you be committed to your personal financial success? Only time will tell the story. So this evening, I greet you all this evening, and we welcome you to this My Econ, the personal financial success company. And we hope on today that you will enjoy yourself and you will gain tools that when you leave, you will be able to go back to your home and to your place and implement those tools in your daily life.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Harris. And thank you, Des, for coming. That's Mary. All these are who? Oh, that's from Louisiana. Oh, that's Mary. Okay, great. Now we're going to have coming to us from a presentation on this evening, Miss Latoya Yarbrough. She's coming to present to us, and let's take notes. Let's listen. I don't care how many times you perhaps have heard, but you always can gain something. And again, what keeps sticking with me is mindset. Mindset. Always be open, always be willing to learn. At this time, Ms. Yarbrough. Thank you.
That's so honest. But I am Latoya Yarbrough. I've been in my econ since 2007. Since I've been in my econ and practicing the strategies and the principles, I have saved thousands of dollars. Right now, in mine and my husband's taxes, we save around $3,500 a year just in taxes alone. That's not including all of the other principles that we practice using my econ. My husband and I are, my husband's a pastor, and we use the principles in the church realm as well. Is that all right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have, with the credit repair, I have repaired our credit. Still working on mine. It's better than what it was, but my husband's is absolutely phenomenal compared to what it was. He had 29 negative items, summarily, on his credit report, and he has 2 now. And those are negative, it just need to be paid off. They're just payments, bills. And the problem we have is paid off. Neither one of those bills is over $1,000. I'm thankful for what I have learned in my econ. For some reason, God placed it on Ms. Lambert. Y'all have to excuse me because me saying sister and Miss, it's just where I am, okay? So I call you sister. It's just a habit. But for some reason, God placed it on Miss Lambert's heart and Miss Pace's heart for me to present to you all tonight. So if I don't do as well as others, just pray for me and keep it moving, because at the end of the day, we all on the same road going to the same destination. Is that all right? And that is to be debt-free, to be financially successful. Is that all right?
That's right.
And
That's
to be
right.
able to invest and get that income coming back into our household. Okay?
That's right.
Thank you. Come on, let's give ourselves a hand. We are in this together. And we know that MyEcon is a 10-year-old, fast-growing, technology-driven financial company that is based out of Atlanta. We have veteran leadership in the persons of Alvin Curry and Ivy Stokes. There are several others, but the main two that sticks out always to me is Alvin Curry and Ivy Stokes. If you do not know who they are now, you will know who they are if you join MyEcon before the year is out.
That's right.
Can I get a win?
That's
All
right.
right. Our mission for MyEcon is personal financial success lifestyle for your working years and your retirement years, asset that generates passive income, and at least 10 times the amount of our desired annual retirement income. So what do we mean by our desired annual retirement amount income? 40, 40, 40. Has anybody ever heard of the 40, 40, 40? Wave your hand, it's all right. Listen, my husband's a pastor, I already told y'all that, so I like participation.
Just go right.
I
That's all
like
right.
participation, and then I teach outside of that by my
That's
secular
okay.
job. And if the kids ain't getting it, I have to keep telling it until they get it, okay?
That's all
So
right.
the 40, 40, 40, anybody heard of it? I know the associates, and most of them should have. The 40, 40, 40 is when you work for 40 years. What's your name?
Patricia.
Miss Patricia. When you work for 40 years on your job, wherever that may be, you work 40 years, you work 40 hours a week, but when you're ready to retire, you're only getting 40% of what you have worked those 40 years, which is not a whole lot. Especially when you had to get up early in the morning and slaving and get to work all day and folks ain't treating you right. When you get ready to go home to rehab.
You had about, I don't know how many jobs in 40 years.
See what I mean? So when you do decide to retire, you want to take home more than 40% of what you brought in, all right? Let's go to our next one. Earn enough income during our working years to support our lifestyles and simultaneously invest enough money to build adequate retirement assets. Problems and obstacles. Anybody know anything about problems and obstacles?
Oh, yes.
Anybody ever had any? I mean, I know some of us had some just on this week.
Yes.
All right, millions of people are not attaining personal financial success, and they need more cash flow and better financial strategies. Is there anybody in here? Even if you're an associate, you still need more cash flow and better financial strategies. If you did not need that, you would not be a part of MyEcon today. Is that right?
That's right.
We have a solution for you. Our solution is personal financial success system. 3 smart cash flow strategies. Say that with me. 3 smart cash flow strategies. Not 5, not 4,
3.
but 3. So we don't have to overdo it. And it's real hard for you to underdo it. Personal financial success systems. At what point, this is the question for all of us, at what point in your life can you look down the road that you're on right now and say that you don't need any more income? Is there ever a point in your life that you can say, you know what, I got enough money, I go to the house? That they won't come. It's people, even when they die, they say, when I die, I'm taking my cash with me. They still don't have enough. They trying to take it with them. Is that right?
Right.
Do you ever see yourself saying in your life that I'm where I need to be in my income and I don't have to quit my job and I don't have to go to work anymore? None of us are there, all right? So we're going to teach you 3 smart cash flow strategies, and those are minimizing taxes, generate business income, and asset accumulation. Okay? Patricia?
Yes.
minimizing taxes, generate business income, and asset accumulation. We're gonna get that working in our blood. Okay, it's gonna be like oxygen. We're gonna have it to breathe. All right, minimizing taxes. Let's go on to minimizing taxes. Americans lose about 1/3 of their income to taxes. How many people work? Americans lose income to taxes. Minimizing taxes using these 3 methods. Correct your tax withholding. Does everybody have a packet? Okay. Correct your tax withholding, income shifting, and tax record keeping. Correct your tax withholding. 80% of all employees have too much money withheld from their paycheck. And we realized that. I did, and I done something about it. They were unable to use the money to make money, maximizing their take-home pay, and use some of it for investing or debt elimination. I was one of the 80% of employees who was losing too much taxes to Uncle Sam, and I never got it back. Because they were taking money out of my paycheck that until I came into my econ and got myself a home-based business and learned how to save on my W-4s. Now I'm getting that money back into my household. Now, instead of me giving them back $600 a month, I'm keeping $600 a month, okay? You have to learn how to correct your tax withholding and investing. Now, we went through this, I've gone through this, I've looked over this, but I'm gonna have Ms. Pace to come, and we're gonna go through this correct tax withholding and investing, okay? Let's give her a hand as she comes.
Okay, how many of you have, did you have your packet? I actually think that we have, I'm going to switch the presentation and show you the, what we're talking about when we talk about that W-4, that W-4 form. How many of y'all know what that W-4 form is? Okay, I'm going to show you a copy of the W-4. What we have found out is that over the years, the people have lived by this myth that they would have put all zeros. They have lived by the myth that you're supposed to put all zeros on this W-4 form and get your money back at the end of the year. In actuality, that is not the truth. And this is a letter from IRS themselves that was published in 2005. And that letter actually tells us, and those of you that are associates, all you have to do is go to your back office and you actually can obtain that letter under common tax deduction book, okay? It's there. So if you don't have it tonight, you can actually go back there and check it out. Well, in 2005, IRS actually shared with the public that they needed to take a look at W-4 because they were losing at least $40 a week too much to Uncle Sam that they would never get back. The suggestion was that you go there and you change that W-4 to what you're supposed to have it and the way you're supposed to have it, and then you turn around and take that money and either pay down debt or make some savings, okay? This is the first way that you should give yourself a pay raise, okay? Because what has happened is everybody looks for the big check, or what I call Black Christmas, in April. Starting in February to April, we all run into H&R Block or any other block. We're going online, we're doing whatever we can because we're expecting to get that big check. Well, if you take a look at the 1040 form in the second page, any one of them, 1040, 1040A, 1040EZ, the line on the bottom says that you have overpaid. What does overpaid mean?
Give me too much money.
You gave him too much money. So, wow, I could have had a VA. Now I understand, but generally what we're looking at, we just see refund, but we don't see that it says overpayment refund. this is what is refunded to you. So which would you rather do? Would you rather keep giving somebody more than they need, or would you rather bring it home? Bring it home. So this is the first step that we do when we teach you to minimize taxes, is that we want you to be able to fill out their W-4, because as she said before, 8% of Americans have it misunderstood that W-4 so bad we losing money. Personal testimony, exactly the amount my husband and I were losing with 5 dependents, two more exemptions. Oh, that was 7 exemptions, $12,000 a year. And when this information was taught to us, then we were able to recover that money and bring it back into the household. That was too much, right? You agree? Okay, now further I want to show you that the responsibility, because most people will say, oh my goodness, they didn't tell me anything. Well, haven't you ever heard that if you put it in the book, we won't read it? It's actually there, but the lack of financial education that we have had as individuals, this is not taught in college, no matter how many degrees you get, because people brag about their degrees. But right there on that form, and this is the 2003 form, but it states the same, it has not changed. On that first paragraph, what it actually is telling us, it tells us that we are to complete this form, how often?
Or whenever something changes.
Okay. That's right. It says we'll complete this form, W-4, each year, and when your personal or financial situation change. What may change for you?
A new baby,
Amen.
divorce, buy a house.
Right. Marital status, more dependents, lose a dependent. These things may change. You may even make more money with what you're doing, so you need to take a look at the W-4 form each time. Has most of us ever lost some dollars from their W-4 form?
Yep.
Okay, y'all talk to me tonight.
Yes.
Right, because, you know, some of us don't have our children now, but if you go back, you could probably kick yourself, because when you had your children, you didn't have it right. And so you lost a lot of money, okay? And another thing that would happen for us on that W-4 is that if the government made different rules, back in, around 1998, 2000, 2003, we had the Bush administration, correct? The Bush administration went in and gave us a, what was it called, a relief, some type of tax relief, where in alphabetical order, we were all going to get this money, and we got some money in the mail. And right along with me, I got $1,500, and I was so excited because, you know, Alphabet was watching me. Anybody remember that? Yeah. You don't, you know, yes. You must have yours feel like right. What that meant was we thought he was doing something, but I actually got a check in the mail. Some people didn't, because they looked up and they had their W-4. Well, they read it and they had their W-4, but they really didn't know what it meant, although it was correct, because I hear people bragging about that. You still didn't know why you had it, you read it and you filled out and got your money, okay? However, I got money back, and there was some people that was on the economic relief program, they got money back, okay? He gave us money back. When our new President Obama got into office, what he did was he increased the number of allowances we get per child. So then where we were getting 1 allowance per child, when Obama became in office, when he became president, we began to get 2. So then if you never go back and change that, if you're not watching to see what's going on in America and what's changing, then you are still losing dollars, because if you had dependents and you only had 1, a nothing there on line G, I believe it is, then you would have actually been losing thousands of dollars. Okay, so our first strategy, and this is what we talk about in my econ, our first strategy is to take this W-4 form and actually have you complete that form properly, and then possibly give yourself a pay raise. Listen, everybody is not in that situation at all, okay? So you're getting your money now. Thank you, Jesus, for you. But now, what are you doing with the money that you've been getting back since your W-4 is completed properly? That's what's most important, because the IRS said you ought to pay down debt or you ought to do some savings. They also tell you that there's no such thing as a forced savings account with Uncle Sam. But I've actually met people that work for the federal government who thought there was. They work for them. Like, where'd you get that from? Because IRS is telling you that that is not true. So now after you save on correcting your W-4 form, what we're showing you right here is go to investing. How many of you, because you were saving on the W-4 form, perhaps you're not in a situation, who was investing? Right, most people were not investing. When every time you save a dollar, you should figure out how to make money from that dollar. So right here, and what we show you is, say you're the person that actually saves at least $500 when you change that W-4. Your next direction should be to find you an investment vehicle. Still losing money. What we teach you in my econ, we used to teach you, go ahead and pay all your debt off and then go to investing. But we're encouraging you right now to start investing. Why? Some of us are already behind. Some of us have no emergency funds that are set up. We have nothing in the event that we were off from work for 6 months, let alone 6 weeks. So it is actually, let's take our pride down and say we still need some redirecting, and that's where we come in at. So a person who actually saves $500 a month actually has gained or increased $6,000 annually in their household. Now, because they have cash flowed that $6,000, they were able to invest it, put it in a vehicle that we teach you about investment education at 8% rate of return. And after 15 years, they have actually grown that income to $83,019. They added to the $90,000, and see, here's where the 90 came from, because in 15 years, that's $6,000 and $90,000. So you added to that, and you have actually increased your cash flow and your investments to $173,019. Isn't that remarkable? Okay. And then if you continue the same pattern after 30 years, you'll actually increase your income by $565,000. So as Ms. Yarbrough was saying earlier, that 40-40-40 rule has captivated the mentality of people without them even knowing it. And this is what we're trying to do, is to break that cycle by educating you on what's first. And this is the first thing, okay? The second option that we have when we save on that W-4 is to eliminate debt. So once we have taken that $500 and we begin to invest it, we're gonna take another $500. Or we can do this, okay? We can take that same $500, and for instance, if we had a 30-year mortgage at $200,000 at a 6% annual percentage rate, then we could add that $500 to the already payment of $1,199 and increase our payment. Once we increase our payment, look at this. We pay that house off in 14 years and 11 months instead of a full 30 years, okay? Over a period of time, look at what happens. We're not only debt-free, but we've got new money that we can still take and invest and take care of ourselves. Everybody agree? Right. So this is where we are trying to get to, and that's why Ms. Lambert said in the beginning, it's about mindset. It keeps going back to her because it's about our mindset, us having an urgency to know that it is a priority that we direct our thinking. Instead of thinking that we're going to have more money to spend, we need to think we're going to have more money to invest. Does that make sense? So we're changing our thought process. And then here, the other part of what we do, or the second step with minimizing taxes, is income shifting. Did you know that the money that you invest in certain IRAs and under certain plans, you can actually turn around and now you can write that off as a tax deduction. So you're still not losing anything, because if you invested the whole total $6,000 a year or $6,300 a year that you can invest in an IRA annually, then you can turn around and write a certain amount of that off. Now what are you doing? You're lowering your tax liability. We also, in addition to that, by being a home-based business owner, now you are eligible for over 475 tax deductions. I had my book over there. I just want to hold up that book because each of you that are an associate, or even if you're not, you should actually take care of, get you a copy of this book. Everybody should have a copy of this book. And right here, we didn't write it. We're simply sharing information with you that's out there by experts and accountants. By the way, I just found out that Alvin Curry, a lot of people brag about being the accountant, but I did not know that he was an actual accountant until today I heard the interview. So my econ was created by an accountant, all right? This book was written by an accountant, and it shares with us that we have over 475 tax deductions that are available to us as a business owner. Now, we talk about 6 or 7 of those tax deductions, and they happen to be car and truck expenses. For instance, now that you have a job or you have nothing, but if you have a vehicle, you cannot write off your tax, write off anything to do with that vehicle. But if you gain a business, you're able to put that vehicle in business and begin to write off mileage. You can write off gas. You can write off repairs. You can write off the interest on the vehicles. You can even go leasing, and you can write off the full lease amount that you pay on a monthly basis on your vehicles. So this is why you hear people say, I went and purchased a Hummer and IRS paid for it. Because over a period of time, they have leased it, or they are depreciating that vehicle over a period of time, and they depreciate the entire amount and save money, okay? The next one is communication. How many of us have a cell phone? Everybody in America, including children, have cell phones now. Babies have cell phones. Soccer toy and Fisher Price cell phone. But we got the gist of having a cell phone. Well, listen, if you have a cell phone, you can actually qualify that cell phone bill and everything that goes with the cell phone, the accessories included, the repairing of it included. You can make it eligible for a 100% tax write-off. How would you do that? Keep a home line phone, a landline phone, and then you can make the other phone your business phone and turn around and write everything off. Otherwise, you would have to have percentages of how much do you use it, what's 80% of the time, 50% of the time, and that's okay for those who want to be burdened by percentages. But I keep a real inexpensive home phone that hardly ever rings, but I can turn around and write everything off, including the new phones. You know how your kids tear up the phone, you tear up your own phone, then you got to go get another one, then you got insurance on the phone, you can write that off, okay? Other thing that we have is internet service. Everybody has internet. We can turn around and write our internet off. So we're really not changing our lifestyle. Again, we're changing what? Mindset. We're changing our mindset. We're working with what we already have, but we're working it in a more a smarter way with applied knowledge. Then we have travel. I love travel. I love travel write-offs. I love my family more than I ever have. Because each time we visit them, we're on business. So can you come see me? Yes, I can. I can come with my pen, advertising. I can come with my brochures. I can come and work with it at any time, and now that's a business trip. I can attend my family reunions and have all of them. We're going to be fighting on their registration list. That's my cousin, y'all. So we can have family reunions now and fight on the registration list to prove that we have been there. And now we can write off it. We went by plane, boat, car, truck, whatever it is, transportation, hotel. You can turn around and come back. The clothes that you had to wear on the trip, put them in the cleaners and write off the cleaning bill. Okay? That's sweet, ain't it? Because we spend a lot of money visiting people and going places. And the advantage of having an internet operated business is that we can take our business to Egypt with us. Whereas I know people say, well, I don't need my e-card. I'll just go open me a soda shop or a bake store or a restaurant. Well, that restaurant is going to sit in one place, and unless you have a chain of them, it's not going to be the greatest advantage to you. Y'all got that? The next one is our meals and entertainment. We just all had our Economic Independence Day, didn't we? On July 4th, no more when we just celebrated July 4th, we were having an Economic Independence reception, presentations. I love it. Miss Lambert contacted us, and she was in Durham on her Economic Independence Day work. talking to family. She was a reception, excuse me. And she was talking to friends, giving out postcards, enjoying her family, and she wrote it out. I did the same thing. Barbara did the same thing when we went to Campbell. Okay? And we actually picked up some prospects. I think she sold some products there. And we enjoyed our family. And the good part about that is, yesterday, I spent the whole day in Little Rock with my daughter, getting the rest of her wedding things. And I was able to write that off, including the 2 meals that we had, because we were there for 2 meals. We were there all day. Rachel gets a chance to go with her son on Saturday and be there all day. I went all day yesterday. So we write that off. But before I left, I actually, the young lady at Old Navy will be at our presentation Saturday. How about that? You don't get no better than that. Y'all, come on, y'all wake up. You don't get no better than that. Just a mindset. And last but not least, our wages. If we hire our children, 17 years and below, we can even hire grandchildren. 17 years and below, we can take up to $6,300 in tax write-off per child. The government does not require that we pay FICA or Social Security on those children at all. We just simply have to set up a paper trail, give them a job description. Their job description will be taking out the business trash, washing the business car, vacuuming the business floor, answering the business phone. Chores that what? They're already going to be doing. And then in janitorial services, they become the lawn and gardeners. Right? Okay, so instead of those allowances going to waste that we have to give them, my children are seniors this year. Those senior pictures will not go unnoticed. That fee that I'm paying for all of their activities, they got a pay raise this year. How about that? They got a pay raise. All right, here we go. And I'm gonna write up the 6,300. Matter of fact, they might get 6,300 piece written out on them. Okay, and there are more and more tax deductions that actually in this book, if you take a look at them, and depending on your situation, like supplies, lights, gas, water, rent, mortgage interest. If your interest does not do any good for you on Schedule A, turn around and write the interest off on Schedule C. That's actually the better form to use. So you can turn around and write that off. Okay? Then you can turn around and write off books, brooms, mops, emergency peanuts, emergency chocolate. I mean, my Hershey bars are for an emergency. And in case y'all come over, Reggie might come over and eat a chocolate bar. You know, that's for an emergency. Water, you can buy water, paper clips, light fixtures, lamps, computers, laptops, and all this stuff that we sit on, living room. We have to set up our reception area, right?
Yes.
Okay, I even believe we have somebody in here that actually created them a whole new avenue, a building to hold their products and services and presentations to entertain her clients. And everybody standard. So we were able to save over $9,000 doing so. How about that? So it's pretty good, ain't it? The more deductions that we take means the less taxes that we pay. Don't let anybody fool you and tell you that it is not your legal right to do so. It is your legal right to do so. Okay? You're not going in the hole. Uncle Sam is not going to come and arrest you. I remember the first time Chris did it, and Chris had saved money and being a single guy. Chris was sitting in my chair in my office, and he put his hand behind his back, and I said, "What's the matter, Chris?" He said, "Ooh, face." I said, "What's the matter?" And he said, "Are you gonna put me in jail for this?" Feel like you're going to jail, but ask Donald Trump. He hasn't been to jail. He hasn't been to jail. Steve, Job, Job, or whatever. Yeah, we keep talking, going. But there's a whole lot of them out there that have not been to jail. And Obama hadn't been to jail either, because he's the only president that had been recorded that was not in the hole with the government when he became president of the United States. Guess what? Go look up his tax return and he had a Schedule C. How about he used the same principles? And he was able to sell his books, pay off his debt, and create wealth for him and his family. How about that for a president? Woo-hoo! All right. And the third part of minimizing taxes is record keeping. We know that IRS requires that we have good record keeping. Okay. We give you an opportunity as my econ to have audit-proof records. First of all, when we get through this presentation, I'm going to go into details on our cash flow manager. That's what you are here as associates to get tonight. But we give you a cash flow manager software program. In that software program, you are actually able to download the app to your smartphone. You can download it to your tablet, or you can open it up on your computer. You can enter your income and expenses. All of that data is actually kept for at least 4 years in that system, okay? And then you can take a picture of your receipts. I just don't like keeping receipts. I had a gentleman that I added this week to our group meeting, and that's the first thing he said. He said, now me and my wife are gonna have a problem with those receipts. I said, we got the answer, sir. Take a picture of them, throw them away, and your receipt goes into none other than your spreadsheet. Because when you get through, it populates an expense log in which will have your pictures beside it, and if you were ever audited, you have all your records on file. Okay? All right? Is that pretty sweet there? All right. The second strategy, cash flow strategy, is business income. Okay? Y'all know Miss Yarbrough kept sitting there. But it's our business income. We are a business. You have a business. A lot of people will ask once they get in, what am I doing? You are a business owner. Once you become a part of my income, it is a home-based business. Okay? And we have personalized website that we gave you. We give you marketing, training, and leadership support. Y'all know we teach y'all that marketing all the time, though. We're showing you how to get it out there. One of the things that came to mind this week, and I heard one of the associates say in One More movement, or I think it was One More, but we talked about being the light. Marketing is not what you call humility. It's not even what you call hustling. Marketing is branding and exposing your business. If you do not expose your business, you don't get business. Does Walmart have commercials? Yes, they do. Are they all over the internet? Yes, they are. Do we have pop-ups on YouTube? Yes, we do. So if you never market your business or you call yourself being shy about doing it, will you ever increase your income as a business owner? No, not as a business owner. Who's want to run a shop with you? You got to tell them in order for them to shop, right? Okay, so we give you that marketing training that you need and actually to expose yourself. And one of the videos that we had with Mighty Cons was actually talking about how to do it socially, okay? How to be able to spot different people and who would be people who were open to what we have to offer. So you have access to everything when you become a part. You certainly have a world-class support system like ourselves. Miss Yolanda, Miss Yarbrough, Miss Lambert, and I think we've been here the longest. Then I got Mr. Chris and Miss Marilyn. And listen, we form a tight bond, and we support one another. And there are other associates that are not here in Warren, and we are always there to support one another. And then we got support all across the United States. If you haven't been on Facebook, go on Facebook and you see my comments just taking over. It's lovely. It's lovely. And at any time you can pick up the phone and call any of those leaders and they're ready to help you. Then we give you our flagship product. Now our flagship product is actually our financial education. This is hard for people to understand because generally when you mention product, you're talking about a bottle of juice, some lotion, some coffee, some exercise stuff, a tight girdle, things of that nature. When we talk about our product, we're talking about a product that's gonna last for a long time. This is why it was chosen. Tax is not going nowhere, is it? Nope. I don't care how many presidents run, how many people run, they're gonna keep talking about taxes and keep doing something to us about taxes. Okay, debt, is it going anywhere? No. It's not. Investing going anywhere? No. No. They're not going nowhere. So we've got a flagship product that we can pass on from generation to generation. Okay? Don't we want our children's children to understand this so they will not lose what we have lost? We do, don't we? So we give you the opportunity to show you and how to get your finances in order, plus show others through our financial software system, our financial strategies, by increasing your cash flow in the ways we talked about, by teaching you how to minimize your taxes, eliminate your debt, accumulate assets, and millions of more. Our financial education, is major because we've got professionals who are part of this business who are teaching and training everything, okay? Now, in addition to what we do financially, we give you some hands-on products that you can understand. And one reason this is because we teach you not only to have leverage income, but to have residual income. Anybody can tell me what residual income is?
Reoccurring income that lasts a lifetime. Keep going.
There you go. I know. We got good talk on the Texas dinner. She's gonna be up here next. So it's reoccurring income, people. So don't miss the opportunity to share your travel with people. We have top of the line travel. We've had it for years. Priceline travel. It's discount travel. We have nutritional products. I've lost a total of 85 pounds now from taking our daily ultimate. That's over there. We have, and listen, everything that we sell to people, we're concerned about the price. So we sell it as economical as possible. So I know they got shakes and weights and all that kind of stuff, but check it out. When you get one thing, you got to buy another. When you get this, you got to get that. We've got that one bottle that has every nutrient, every ingredient in it that you need, that you only have to take a 1 ounce capful to stay healthy, okay, to get in shape. So you don't have to do that. And quite frankly, I didn't go kill myself with a lot of walking. I just added a little walking, extra water, and look at what happened. Woo, woo, woo. Y'all should give me a hand out there. Okay. Yeah. And then we got our online mall. Our online mall has over 1,000 stores where you can shop and you can get cash back. So we actually give that mall away because we give people an opportunity, again, to save money. So I use it, I use it frequently. And on the July 3rd, I went into JCPenney's online, turned around, bought my husband a bunch of clothes for our trip, saved 85% on the sale, then turned around and got cash back off of what I spent. Hi, you can't beat that. I got the online 4th of July sale. Yes, ma'am.
Did you write that off as business stuff?
Oh, no, I can't write his clothing out because it's street clothing. But that's okay. I got money back to invest. All right, I'm good on that. But we will write all those miles off in Florida. Yeah, we're gonna write that trip off. Because Chris will be on that trip. Barbara will be on it. We got 3, 4, 5 associates, and we're probably gonna have a little 10, 15-minute business conversation. I'm gonna write it off. How about that? Woo-hoo! So we're going armed and dangerous. All right. Now, again, in our business, we give you a world-class compensation program. Listen, most people's compensation is a binary contract. It has it where the people on the top level make more money. Our compensation plan is not constructed like that. In this business, everybody can make money. I'm not going to outmake money on any of you who are on my team if I don't get up and work. Believe you me, I have to work for my $1,000 bonus, don't I? You have to work for yours. If you ain't got it yet, because you ain't work. But you're here tonight. I believe you want to work. Okay? So I got to work. You got to work. And you become a part of my icon as a marketing director. You get your personalized website to work. You get your software system. You get your financial training. And you get an opportunity to generate business income now. Also, listen, some of us, I think Ms. Yarbrough alluded to, is there ever a time that we can say that we don't need any money? I know people who actually say that because they're making $100,000, they're making $50,000, they're bragging about it and so forth. But I was having a discussion with my children on the way to work the other morning, and they were talking about the expenses of a vehicle. And they were talking about if they made only, you know, they look, I get 40,000, they having this conversation, and I'm alarmed. Because I'm saying, baby, by the time y'all get to making $40,000, do you realize a little Tonka toy that we used to buy for 5,000 is actually already 30,000? Now that's 9% of your income. We already have problems, Houston. So it's nothing to brag about. We got to do some things and get it in order, because if we go and finance those vehicles constantly, then we're spending more than we're actually bringing home. That's the problem that we're trying to solve, okay? So now in my econ, what we're doing is giving you an opportunity to bring at least $50 more home, bring at least $100 more home. Why? Because we want to pay off that car that's absorbing most of our income. And if you just add $50 to a principal, you can actually cut down 5 to 10 years on anything that you're paying for. Did y'all know that? You simply just add a little bit and it's going to cut down your principal and you pay it off sooner. So when you become a part of my econ out of the MD, you introduce this system to other people, gain 3 new associates, have one $5 consumer product sale, and you get an increase to 50%. Now, let me show you what that looks like. I am an MD. And so Miss Yarbrough, Miss Lambert, and Pastor Yarbrough become my first 3 people, okay? And then I go out and I purchase, I get on an auto ship, and I purchase, oh, she really got something that might be empty. And I purchase the Daily Ultimate. This will create me or generate me $5 in consumer product sale, okay, on a monthly basis because I put it on auto ship. Now I increase my pay to 50%, okay? So these are my base shop because they are MDs. Next I go out, now I'm an EVP, right? I'm an executive vice president. Now I recruit, I got 25, 25, and 25. So I make $75 out of them. Now I go out and I recruit Tyree. How much do I make on Tyree? I make $50 on Tyree. He starts my first lead to making $1,000. After that, I have Tyree. Now get this. I didn't go talk to anybody else but Tyree's friend. So now his friend is Latricia. Teresa has a friend and it's Barbara. Barbara has a friend and it's Rachel. Rachel has a friend and it's Mary. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then finally, I meet Chris. Chris is my friend. That's 6. Chris has 1 friend and that's Merle. That's 7. What do I receive? I receive a $1,000 bonus. And also, you don't have to do it by yourself. That's what I want to show you. You can take just one Eagles person to change their financial situation, and you can turn around and build and create extra income. That's not including the residual income that you will get if you will go ahead and advertise your products and services. Okay? From there, that's what we mean by us telling you that after that 7, you get $1,000, and you can easily create at least $1,350 extra. Okay? If you're real good, you do like Ametria, Charles, and all these guys. They making $8,000 and $10,000 a month. Helping people. They must don't see. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, and then you create residual income through your team. Okay, as an EVP, I can get up to and become EVP Platinum. I can get up to $10 a month from the $29.95 that is actually paid. So right now, as an EVP Gold, I get the amount of money that it is for the EVP Gold for everyone in here, whether we talk, go out and work, or anything. That's residual income. That's Dream Team residual on a monthly basis. Pretty good, huh? I need y'all to stay active. So, and that's what and the first time that happened to me, promise you, I was so excited because we were on vacation and I got this check that appeared in the bank and I was like, what you say this thing work right here? So I was pretty excited about that. And you will too. Yolanda get checks and she leave them on her bar, so she be forgetting she have checks. But you know, I'm gonna pick on her a little bit. As less as she does with my econ, she has created a dream team residual income. And she actually get paid. She sit there saying her testimony. I know all y'all testimony. But she actually gets paid on a monthly basis. So, see there, why she still hanging out there? And she works. She works. She has work. Okay. Now, the third strategy is our asset accumulation strategy. And that is where you have income producing assets. That's called passive income. Passive income is simply being able out working for it. Right? Okay? Everybody want to get to that point, don't we? And we're changing our mindset to get to that. But you won't get to that if you are still caught up with the work hard every day, go to college, get a degree, work hard. That's what we taught. And we taught the greater the PhD or whatever, the great, listen, the more D's and P's that you have behind your name, the more debt you have. Because that costs a lot of money. That ain't impressive to me. I don't have any, I don't need any. Because I know a lot of broke folks that got a lot of D's and P's and H's behind their name. I don't have to have it to live. I don't have to have it to be known. So we get that in our head that we've got to do something. That is not the only way that we can create income. We can have passive income, and we can do the things like the young boys do. They're pastors, and eventually they'll be released from those jobs, continually to do the principles of my econ. He's not going to be able to do anything he's not going to be able to, because he's going to have to go out and evangelize for you. We'll be released for the kingdom work, for real kingdom work, and still helping people on the field. That's what I'm looking forward to. Anybody looking for? So I think we're all saints. That's what I'm looking forward to. Matter of fact, that's what I do. Thank you, Jesus. It's a sacrifice, but that's what we get a chance to do instead of tithing on their job. I was glad when college let me go. Pastor Doctor can't pick me up. He was there with me. We skipped in with a suit in with Pastor. Skipped in, picked up a check, and skipped back out. He been there a long time. And on the road we went and never turned back. Passive income creates financial stability, financial freedom, and retirement income, you guys. Financial stability, meaning that you're not working so hard, but you're constantly generating cash flow that you need to survive in the event that there's an emergency. You get sick. We don't know where insurance is going to go in the next 10, 15 years. We got people that are retiring. I talked to somebody, Jerome, and I talked to somebody the other day. They're retiring. They're losing their health insurance. If they got some stability, some passive income, people that have this type of income, they're not worried about Obamacare. They're not worried about Medicare because they can take care of themselves. Okay? Then it gives you financial freedom. Freedom to buy, not charge. Because that ain't the, we don't want to keep charging. So we don't got this, I got that. I got some credit cards now. I can pay them things off. Okay? Then we have retirement freedom. That's true retirement. True retirement. That's not retiring to say I'm on a fixed income. That's not retiring to say I'm only living on 40% of what I have worked for 40 years. That's true retirement income that replaces your income. And we have an associate that make more that they're retired now than they did while they were working. Don't talk, Mary. So, everybody want to retire like that, don't we? We've got to get you to the point where you're thinking about income producing assets. But before we do that, or in order to do that, we've got to get y'all working the first principle. That's minimizing the taxes, directing that finance to investing, eliminating debt, directing that to investing, business income, directing that to investing. And then when you have income producing assets, you'll be just like the bank. The bank takes our money, and what they do with our money is they loan us money and they turn around and invest it. Insurance companies. We paying for all this insurance and they turn around and give us 4 and 6%. And they get 14, 16%. I cried. Literally, that's crazy. When I was in Atlanta and we were being trained, and Howie was up there teaching us, but I'm talking about y'all ain't even been in the real teaching with them. But sitting there and I felt the freedom, the release through the power of knowledge. You know how it is when you hear the 23rd Psalm, you never knew it, now you know he's your shepherd, right? You get some relief. I got some relief. So that, I thought that in the pastor, but yes, ma'am.
Like when you learn that TP is just a portable pyramid. And how did we learn to build these structures all over the world?
See, there you go. It's freedom and knowledge. And so then I made from there, I'm from there thinking when I come back to Arkansas, I'm not going to be captivated by ignorance anymore. That's going to tie up all my money. If we show you how to minimize your expenses, how to relieve yourself of over-insuring yourself, but insuring yourself just enough, you actually can take that $32, that $8, that $15, and you can turn around and invest it and have more money in the long run. No matter how they teach us to take that stuff and what they tell us to do. Have it for an inheritance for our children. That ain't really what the Bible tells us. You don't tell us to buy a whole bunch of insurance for our children. That's not what he says. So we out of order in it. Why? That's marketing. And that's good. That's their field. They can do that. A lot of people make money. And a lot of people believe it. But we in my econ, we want to teach you how to have knowledge enough to make your own decision without having to be half marketed with half lies. We're going to give you truth. My econ has a powerful financial success strategy. It's very life-changing. Has it changed anybody's life?
Yes.
Yes, it has changed my life for the better. And the more involved you are, the more it changes your life. So millions of people desire more financial success. Most people need more cash flow and better financial strategies. You happen to be here and become a part of my econ at the right time. We had a great discussion on GroupMe, and I hope that those of you who were not able to interject on GroupMe were actually getting a picture of what we were talking about yesterday. Because we're trying to get you to the point where you wake up. Alvin Carey said it on the call, and he couldn't have said it best. I mean, you got to get to the point where you know that you have a situation that you can change or that you want to change. I'm on beg, so I can't beg and I can't make you change, but you can. So for those of you that are here tonight, we have one. You're not an associate yet, right? But you're working on it.
Maybe.
All right. Well, we actually want to talk to you more. We want you to stay around for the final part of our training. I'm going to show these guys how to do cash flow manager. But how old are you? Oh, yeah, you at the right time at the right place.
And she's pregnant with her first child.
Okay. Are you married? Oh, you need some help. I've been single with child. Single with children. And if anybody needs some help, it would be you. So if you trust our system, then we got to help you come on up like the rest of us, right? Okay? And the longer you invest, the more money you will have in the long run, too. Some of us are having to double and triple our money to get what we need. You 23. Baby, you in the right situation here. You could have done it a little bit earlier, but if we can show you how to direct any type of income that you're going to get or you would make and invest that, then you and your baby will be covered for life. Okay? And that way you don't have to compromise. That's a whole nother workshop and seminar for women's workshop. All right, you guys. All right, so what we're gonna do now, I want y'all to switch over. I'm gonna switch, take a minute, take a break. I'm gonna switch over and go into the cash flow manager. I'm gonna give it to Ms. Lambert if she has anything to say. And then we're gonna switch over to cash flow manager and do our final training for tonight. Thank you so much.
Let's give Ms. Yarbrough and Ms. Payne. A couple weeks ago, Ms. Yarbrough, one reason I asked her, did a fantastic job presenting, and I asked her again, and she did not hesitate. We appreciate her, appreciate Ms. Payne. Before we take a break, are there any questions? Okay, no questions. We're going to ask if that you will take a break. That's 2 or 3 minutes. Get you some water, stretch your legs. We're going to come back for the final part of the training this evening.
That's what I know. I know.
Did a great job. Picture. Okay, thank you, because I did break the camera down.
Yes. Y'all can talk now, y'all can relax. Yes. And the W-4, when I put, 30 years, you taking care of the W-4?
No, because we don't next Tuesday.
Okay, okay. Are you connected with Group Me?
No, I'm gonna try to keep that
Try
on
that
the phone.
And then we gotta work on yours.
This,
Oh, that's all.
I need to get a phone.
I wish, if he's watching translate, we do him a issue. And he's on a prepaid phone, but it's a phone for it now, so he's actually.
yes, this is why I told
Just thank them for those people there for Thursday.
Yep. Yeah, good representation, man.
this is a prepaid phone. Bill phone.
But you can get one of those, they told me for like,
I was only playing.
But I had the contract, but my daughter was 13, she like 25, she just turned 25.
is that AT&T?
Yeah.
Go talk
She
to
don't never want me to change it, so 2 years ago, she took over the phone deal from me.
No, can you get a new phone? I mean, are you upgraded for a new phone?
Yeah.
Well, just hold on, I'm gonna tell you, go talk to Brittany and see if the phone, it was like $40, it's an Android. And, it's nothing major like our Samsung and so forth, but, my daughter's.
That's why I'm telling you,
AT&T.
it's
Yeah.
not gonna work.
But did you try, because Brooklyn, you can actually call them Brooklyn.com. I'm talking to y'all, and it's working. And
No, I didn't do it on,
That's what I was telling you, you know, anybody, just set the account up by people.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
on
didn't do it.
Brooklyn.com.
Yeah.
And then when she's on,
Yeah,
Brooklyn.
This, you said that, this is not.
You can cut.
Yeah, but you have to have another, that's not gonna work. You have to have another phone to order to put, cashflow manual.
Just quiet.
Yeah. She's from here. Yeah, and, Kevin was saying, what you mean? Oh, Kevin, I mean, Kevin, those are my friends. But I'm
All right, associates. How y'all doing? Y'all all right? You still learning stuff? Mhm. You go into the cash flow manager, and you take your seat. I think I can see sitting down there because I got the sample in there. See, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is what I see. Okay, let's get started and then we will. All right, you guys, we are ready to talk about our cash flow manager and our record keeping, okay? The first thing is how many of you all have actually downloaded that cash flow manager to your phones? Okay, that's good. That's good. You haven't yet? Okay, so we need to share with you how to download that. Actually, you have, what kind of phone do you have? You got Android? You got an iPhone? Anybody got an iPhone? You have an iPhone? You have an iPhone? So it's very simple. It's out. Go to your website. Is that it? Go to your website.
And go to percent there and then go directly to the website and then add it as their home screen.
Okay, did you hear that? Go directly to your website on your phone. Okay, go to the internet that you use. Call up your website. Go to the cash flow manager. He's gonna show you. And add it to your home screen. That's what happens. Yeah. You have a home screen button and then it's not found in your app store. So a lot of people, right, Chris? It's not in the app store, but it's available to where you can go to your website on your phone, not on the computer. If you have a tablet, you would go to it on the computer. And then it will give you a choice on whether you want the mobile or version or the website version, correct? And then you have an opportunity to create a shortcut. That's what I did on this phone, on my Android. Create a shortcut. Also, the cash flow manager has improved tremendously. It is awesome. If you look on your phone, you will actually be able to see new tabs that were added to this. And I really like it because it makes it simpler. But I have it right here. Now when it opens up, you can have your email address. Your email address, for those of you that are new, is probably going to be your defaulted business email address, which I'm shekinaservices.myecon.net. So my business email is shekinaservices@myecon.net. So whatever your website is, it'll be at myecon.net. That's the one that's defaulted in there. And your user, your password is the password that you use to get into, to log into your back office on the website. Everybody got that? Okay. So that's already defaulted for you. I think you have an opportunity to change it if you want to, but that's up to you. When you open it up on your phone, you will actually have your cash flow strategist there now. You got the cash flow manager. It's got the full financial software tools on there. So you can do your budgeting here. You can do your cash flow strategist. All of it's on here. That's pretty cool because we haven't gotten to the cash flow strategist training with those that new. We're going back over this because this is the middle of the year, and I like to take. That's why we're doing taxes now because we're into the middle of the year. And if you all have not recorded your taxes, I'm encouraging you to get that done now, to work on that now instead of waiting until tax season. It'll kill you on a Chris. It'll semi-kill you. I know, I'm just picking on him, me too. You know, I know that from experience. So you don't want to wait and try to put in 12 months if you can. Because what happens in 12 months? We're going to forget, we're going to lose a lot of deductions along the way. So this is important. Just to give you some insight on what I do is if I don't go directly to the cash flow manager, we have these smartphones. Be smart about using them. I get my S notes and I would turn around because I'm still an old fashioned girl. Miss Lambert still has a calendar. Which feels good enough. With that calendar, I don't write like that anymore, but I used to. But I use my phone like she uses her paper calendar. And the good thing when I had my iPhone was I was able to connect that iPhone, it came to my email. So when I thought I had lost everything, it was actually connected to my email. So all of my notes I actually found on my email because I had the iPhone. I'm not sure if I have any, I haven't learned this yet, but I do, but I can't email them to myself. I did find that out, okay? But I will record this. One reason we record this legally is because the government requires that we record within 24 hours. When do we require to record? Everybody say it.
Within 24 hours.
Within 24 hours, okay? Yes.
Recording what
Your
done
business activities, yes.
For the day.
For the day, within 24 hours. Now, but that's the rule, okay? Within 24 hours. And actually it helps. So I started this habit. This is a habit of mine. When I sit in the car, first thing I do is do what?
Lodge your miles.
That's right. Because that mileage is the greatest expense that any of us can have. It's 57 cents a mile. That can add up to $13,000 to $20,000 a year for you. Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
I know at the beginning of the year, it's supposed to always follow your round. I didn't do that this year. Is that gonna matter?
I don't know. Depends on what you've done afterwards. I mean, it really depends.
I mean,
that's okay. Here's the rules. We tell you to, if you record at least the first day of the year, don't you know you can figure out your mileage from the first day to the last year, to the last day? You see what I'm saying? All you have to do is a subtraction. How many miles have I driven? Okay? So it's good practice to start at the beginning of the year. If you miss that, pick up somewhere. The next rule is the 90-day rule. The 90-day rule says you can record your business activity mileage for at least 90 days and don't record anymore because that's an average of your miles that you will take all year long. Okay, that is that if you do any special activities, like if you're consistent 3 days a week, that's why we tell you to get a work schedule, just like a job. Don't treat your business so lightly. If you're gonna go part-time, you need to have a schedule. How many hours is part-time, you guys, for business?
20 hours.
For this business, you can do 10. For your networking company, you can actually just do 10. Okay? So 10 to 20 hours, so 10 hours can be done in, what we say, one day actually, one day what used to be at the mall. Now we got a business activity, right, for the mall. Okay? If you want to do it consistently, if you just depend on what your lifestyle is. So if you take 3 days that you're operating business, and some people are out there, I know Pastor Darrell Dandridge, he's totally 1099, he's up every day, he's working every day, 8 hours and some. So he can take 90 days and he don't have to write anything because he's consistently, that's how he works. So if you got anything consistent going on, that'll work for you. And then just adding your miles if you took a business trip during the summer with your family members. Okay, stuff like that.
And then Patricia. As far as your mileage, you can look at when did you first begin to record your mileage? Was it January 10th, January 5th? And then you can look at that and again estimate about what it was January 1st. Okay. Or you can look at the end of the year and see where it was. And then look at it when you begin to record, and then you can feel it.
Okay. All right. So those are some good practices to do when you're going to take your records and just find you something that you can make a habit. Okay. That's up to you how you make that. That's also why we employ our children, because children, my grandchildren, can actually put my tax information in the system. No problem. 7, 9 years old, they're young, they were able to put them in there. Look, we pay for those little tots for the work. Right. Go in there. And you know what else that's doing? That's helping them practice wealth building principles. And I'm really concerned about my men. I have a struggle with my men. I'm talking about my house, in my child's house. Because there are sometimes the males are not prone to want to administrate, or maybe that's what God may, I don't know, but it is what it is. So my younger men that we have, if we get them used to this, then they grow up to be more powerful in their roles. They're already practicing wealth building principles. Okay. Now let's take a look at what I'm concerned about. I want to tell you guys, this is why we tell you get your own tax booklet here, because you're going to live your own lifestyle. You know what that you can create. When we talk about creating deductions, Chris, tell me, what do I mean when I say creating deductions?
Create deductions. Pretty much, shift your mindset. Like I say, one thing about us, you don't really have to create things that you already have. When it comes to my income, cell phone, for instance, that you don't have to create that. That's something you're already doing. All right. Another thing is, I like for there about I like the cleaning stuff you use. Example.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, in other words, what I taught you guys on Monday night on the call, and I was telling you that the government says that you can write off ordinary and necessary expenses. Generally, creating deductions is going to go under a necessary expense. So we hear people, like I was talking to a lady, and she said to me, she said, well, I really didn't use them. I know I sell Avon, but I really didn't use my deductions. I'm trying to get it. I just get it. But I'm trying to know. You had all this stuff going on that you still could have used. You could have made a necessary expense and written it off if you didn't make a dime. So if you know that you have done your W-4s, those do the work, or you're making the money that you're making, and you're going to pay 10, 15 on a norm, 25%, but you want to lower that tax bracket, you've got to learn how to create deductions. So now that means going in business for real, not playing about it. Having you made her own shirt, my econ shirt, Miss Latricia. having your business paper, your brochures, your flyers, your business cards, just your business cards. And then Miss Lambert has, no, Miss Merlin, raise up your, this right here. One of the first things we did when we came in business was get what we call Office on Wheels. $10 at Walmart. $10 is gonna be a write-off. And then this little thing right here, kept in your car at all times, is gonna help you write off some stuff. Right? So keep it in there with all your information in here. Some of our men use it to keep up with their deductions. I use it to keep up with my flyers and my files and things out of the back office. But at the same token, if I left out and I just didn't think, I'm always there. It's always there. I can go to the trunk and give a flyer away and say, this trip has got to be a write-off. So I'm going to put me a flyer. I was in, true story, in Bastrop. Was on a business trip to Monroe. Stopped in Bastrop, put out a flyer at the convenience store. I got a call from a minister that I know and said, girl, you been through Bastrop? And I said, yes. She said, I saw your flyer. What is that you're selling? Told her about it, sold her a bottle. So legitimately, I wrote off that day. I even went to my cash flow manager and bought from restaurant.com in advance. I bought a dinner for $6 at Burger King. So there was no choice for Daniel and Gabriel. They were eating that. I saved money. They ate where I saved money and made money from. Okay, so it just ways. And then guess what? I wrote that out because I'm feeding my employees, right? So now I'm rewarding my employees when I take them bowling and when I go to Burger King, McDonald's sometimes. Those little tots need to be reported for job description. That's what we're recording. Okay? So those are the things that you need to understand is that your lifestyle now, your mindset has changed. And the things that you do when you walk out of your house, I walk out in business every day. Yes, ma'am. Yolanda.
If I buy a bottle of MSM for my mom, send it to her for her birthday.
Yes, it does. Yeah. Yeah, that's product sample or a gift. I probably would use it as a sample. So and never record now because this is what I'm gonna get to. Let me plug this. This is what I'm gonna get to. How you record is what makes it necessary. So I necessarily would not record that MSM as a gift. I would record it as supplies or samples. And I would say, Mom, I'm sending you a sample bottle. Make it good. Put a bowl on it. Right? I Christy loves it. Yes, Chris.
Oh, I know from fitting times I have to travel to Texas, I have to go see my fiance. And like that. We had to just, they say communication is important for a relationship, right? So, that's sometimes we had to talk and stuff, we had to drive to Texas. So I realized that cost a lot of gas money and travel. So, when I say different mindset, I was happy to go see her when I had to see how my gas and my meals and be written off. So, so not only, I go talk to them. I was happy to go see my wife and stuff in Texas. It was a good time. We talked about our birthday, but before that, we talked about our financial planning and capital management strategy a few times. At the same time,
killing two birds with one stone.
So I think it's the same, the open the door.
That's right.
That's right. I love Kevin. So.
That's how y'all gonna pay.
And I treat her out. No, it don't matter.
Now look at this, greeting cards. How many times we buy greeting cards? We buy sympathy cards. Right?
Make our own cards.
We make our own cards. Listen, right in here in this book, greeting cards, deductible, good public relations. Send lots of greeting cards. So you were already sending out Christmas cards every Christmas, right? Now you either personalize your Christmas cards. Did you bring yours? You either personalize, we'll show you in a minute. Either get some personalized postcards or keep buying the ones you're buying and put a business card in the middle of it. and tell everybody Merry Christmas. Now write the cards off. And write the postage off.
Right.
Okay, makes sense? And it's what? And your business miles to the post office. She thinking. Here's one card.
This Chris.
Yeah, Miss Lambert had me working. Just pass it around. That's Miss Lambert's postcard. That's Chris's card that he passed out when he used to go see his fiance. Now he's right. Okay, so that's a what? A necessary expense, but it's not necessarily ordinary, right? So now y'all get that? Okay, because this is why you can take thousands of deductions, but some of the things that you're already doing, you might be losing. So go through this book. It is alphabetically organized. Gifts are deductible. Okay? Gifts. So let me tell you something that tickled me. I don't give a lot of gifts, visit a lot of showers and stuff. Now, I give gifts just depending on where it is. But Miss Lambert, she is the epitome of a missionary that gives gifts. And when we first started working this thing, we were at baby showers and she was giving us gifts. I looked on the table and she had a gift up there on the table with her business card stamped to on the outside of the gift bag. Guess what? She can write all that on. I was like, this, I was laughing. Divine solutions on the bag. So you're not gonna go nowhere without seeing that. And the good part is she was audited for 2 years. Now, she was audited because she has working income and retirement income. And her business income is not as much. But listen, we passed the auditor because she could show necessary all the things that she was doing was necessary and it was recorded properly to pass. So we showed you that letter at the beginning of the year from RS themselves that said she wouldn't owe anything. And that was 2 years. And she had a cash flow manager spreadsheet to show. So y'all getting it? Need I say more? This is what I'm plugging in, trying. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
I was gonna say to not just when they're traveling or keeping up with their business expense, but when you get to go to your tax preparer, that cash flow manager categorizes it where your tax preparer is not trying to pick out what's what. It'll break everything down, and all you have to do is take. I do too, because we wrote out $20,000 worth of deductions. That's a whole bunch of lot.
And that was more from using that cash flow.
And it was more than we've ever written off because we had every single thing in there that we needed where our tax preparer didn't have to try to wonder what was what because it categorized and then I had to go back and categorize because I had everything in, it was just there by a month. But when you go back in there and when you hit that category, I just want to make sure they know to categorize. To categorize that, and it makes your life so much simpler.
Okay. Recreation facilities, if y'all go in here, recreation and athletic facilities on the business premises that are open to all employees are deductible. So some of you may have a home and you put up a gym. Open it up to your business associates and turn around and write the expenses out. Okay? Necessary to be a business. You might have a team. Bring your team over. That's why you invite people to your home. Invite your team. I know my team members coming in.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, let's show you guys how to actually go in and record. Here's what I ran into that I want to make sure that you understand. For those of you that I have that I'm your tax preparer, what I found in your records is that your notation would have disallowed your deduction. Remember how I just told Yolanda that she would record that bottle, not saying I'm sending it to my mama necessarily, but that she was purchasing for a sample bottle, and she ended up giving that bottle away to her mom, okay? So that's the way you record it, but you would necessarily have to say, I gave the ball to my mom. Okay? Wrong. If I went to Old Navy, purchased Daniel and Gabriel some clothes. In that recording or in the notation, I'm paying them. First of all, if you're gonna pay them, I think consistency is better. So I'm gonna set it with Jerome's pay on the 20th. So I set them up a salary that they're going to receive every 20th, and it's recorded that way. That's their salary, that's under wages for their work. In August, they will get a salary increase. They will get a fringe benefit or an incentive. That's some shopping clothes. In May, somewhere around April, when we start paying for more senior things, that's going to be another bonus pay to them. That's how they give it to us on our jobs, right? That's the way you give it to your children that you're recording as wages. So don't go in your record keeping and put in there, bought 5 pairs of pants at Old Navy. What you think IRS is gonna say if you were audited? Right, they're gonna disallow that. They're gonna consider that a hobby. If you have nothing to show, we're talking about hobby in a minute. So that's what I'm trying to get to you tonight is that I hope that I'm getting that across carefully because some people want to use all the deductions and as a tax preparer, I can't look at that and enter that into the system with good conscience because I'm held to standards, ethics, and taxes. And so is H&R Block and all the rest. Well, we supposed to. Some people just put numbers in there for you. And that's dangerous because here's what you need to understand. You're the one. Yeah, you're the one that's accounting. IRS is not going to call H&R Block or me and all your friends and the people that are doing taxes don't mind hooking you up. They're going to send a letter to you. And you're the one that's going to have to be responsible. And you can't play ignorant. It does not work. If you have a child on your tax record and you really didn't have a child and it belongs somewhere else, and they ask you to prove it because you got earned income credit, who got to pay that? You. If your tax preparer decide, I got a kid for you, but they hadn't seen a kid since you've been doing taxes, who's going to pay that back? You. So don't get tied up with shady people that do taxes that say, I got you, Doc. Because they ain't got you when them thousands of dollars are owed. And then when you don't pay that tax bill, it goes on your tax record, and then they will take your next tax return. And then they will add penalties to it, okay? The true story, how I actually got to this point to really learn this and not be lazy about it was because Jerome and I had about 5 or 6 years of tax liens because we went to H&R Block and we trusted them. We trusted them to tell us the right thing. Me, it's my fault. I'm young, we're married. I got like almost zeros behind a whole number. And I went crazy. I've been doing our taxes, and I actually learned taxes in civics class. I don't know if y'all got taught that, but I got taught taxes and civics in L. Ray. So I was doing my own taxes, but I married a man that had a big income to me. And I thought that most zeros were gonna throw me out. I know that was stupid. But anyway, we started to go to H&R Block. Well, I took them my tax return and I took them my state. And I know you're supposed to do state form. And the young lady said, you don't have to do your state. And I said, I have to do state. No, you don't have to do state. Okay, then. No, just keep that. I'm just doing federal. This was before electronic. Did that those 4 or 5 years without state. When we went to electronic filing, I went back to them. Bam, here comes a letter. You've been 5 years and haven't been filing your state taxes. No, that ain't right, homie. I'll never forget his name. Fagan, Warren Fagan in Little Rock. Y'all somebody there with him too? Because he's still there. No, homie, I ain't know no better. I went to H&R Block. He didn't want to hear that. I was so bold, I'm serious. I went in the office. What? This thousands of dollars. And I know, we would get money back. We should have got money back. So what happened was, I had my sister complete my tax returns to amend. They owed me. I sent it in and asked for an amnesty because I was misled by H&R Block. They granted to let the penalties go. They really did. But they conveniently lost my W-2s and the stuff Kate had done for me. So I never got my $1,000. I've been praying ever since then. Lord, you're gonna send an audit and send me my money. and when they do come, it comes with interest. They have to send it to you with interest. So I learned some hard lessons, and that's why I teach and compassionate about it and within the business doing it, because that's not fair. That's not fair to me. I gave them too much money and still didn't get money. So you've got to remember that you are accountable, and playing dumb will not work. It just won't work. You can talk all day long, it's not gonna work. Now, look on the board here, and this is actually recording this into the software. We're almost done. This is your income. If you see that, and this is for, this is just an example. Do I need to blow that up a little more, y'all? That's good, okay. Okay, now, select income type. You have, it's already defaulted commissions and interest. And that's dealing with my income, okay? Then we were actually able to add income. If you want to put all of your business in there, this is why you guys, this is one of our products that you can sell anybody. I think Chris has the Girl and Boy Scouts. They have a membership. A car dealer, yeah, seller. So they got it. Listen, we put in, for an example, I'm gonna show you how you just simply add. If you want to put all your income in here, you can do so. Okay, you simply go over here to custom income types, click on that. We're gonna create new. All right, we got beauty shop income. So we click on that, we're gonna go back to the dashboard. When we go back to the dashboard, now we're gonna go over here at this plus sign and enter our expenses. No, I'm sorry, let's go back. Let me take y'all back. Let's go back to your income and view it. I didn't put it in there, that's why. So let's open it up. I showed you how to add the beauty shop. Now, on today at the beauty shop, I made $1,000. Who, Sally, what earned? Where 110 with Central, if that's where. Okay, notation. If she was doing it for the beauty shop, she could put in customers. I had 9 customers, 9 perms, and added up to this and that, okay? And we just put 9 perms today. Now we're gonna go down and upload a new receipt. What if you got paid by a check? You know, if you were a 1099 worker and somebody gave you a check, you can take a picture of that check or scan it on your computer and upload it to this file to be held as proof there. So as much proof as you can, keep it, okay? Now, I like this. Is that recurring? Her income may not be recurring, but we may have something that we consistently get paid for. Like I worked for IPA and we consistently got paid every 2 weeks. So, and I knew how much that was supposed to be. So I could put that in bi-weekly. When is it going to reoccur again? It's defaulted calendar in there. Let's say on the 16th, and we save the entry. Okay? Now we can go either way. We can go back to dashboard and we go right here. Now I got expenses for that day. This is what's lovely, is that you go right here and you go all the way down, and this is what we were talking about. If you don't know that you have the expenses, they're listed. So go check and see if there's something you might can put. Advertising, commissions, communication, dues and subscriptions, equipment, and so on. Let me make note of the fact that transportation, gas and oil, that is for your gas and oil when you're working in town. Travel, now they didn't put travel gas, but as a rule, when you travel, you can take a write-off for gas and mileage. Okay, so, but it doesn't go on the transportation, gas and oil, because you take different percentages for those. So you have to go down to travel other, or you can add you another expense tab in there that says travel gas. Okay, so we're gonna put utilities, wages, okay? Anything that's missing in here, I'm not sure if postage and shipping or things like that is in there, but anything that's missing, just go right up here to custom expense, create a new one. Save it. I'm gonna go back to my dashboard. I'm gonna view it. Look, it's on my list. Right there, property tax. Okay? So now we're gonna go ahead and record this expense. Let's record this expense as wages. This is the one I'm really concerned about for y'all. Because you're gonna hire people, you need to know how to hire. And you need to know how to recruit, you know. So we're gonna pay $500. We're gonna pay it to Daniel. Right. Now what the rule says to these kids, they never have to have money in their hand. You can pay them with incentives, fringe benefits, and rewards, okay? If they were here, they would be mad. They talk about what? What? This is I'm gonna put regular paycheck, okay? Dr. Davis's payday.
I put the work to form their business.
Okay. Okay. Where? Together. Or home or something like that. Pay Daniel with cash. Okay. And then something like C contract. Because you're supposed to have a contract on file. So you can just see contract, and if you've audited the contract, you save it to audit the material. And if auditors want to see it, they can go look at his duties for contract.
Pay with compensation wages.
You can put that there.
C contract.
C contract. And keep your contract in your files. Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up. So mileage, if you had any mileage doing it, any expense that you have mileage, you got car 1, 2, and 3. That means you can put up 3 vehicles in business. So if you got 3 cars, put them all in business, okay? Then your odometer reading, you do have to put down the odometer numbers, okay? Yes, ma'am.
If you don't have a vehicle and you get rides, you put, no,
You can't take their mileage. It's got to be some truck that's connected to you.
So since I don't have a ride, and if it's a necessary expense and I go lease me a car
Or rent it, yes, ma'am.
or rent it, then I'll write it off.
Absolutely. Now, I'm not sure if you pay gas, Ms. Lambert.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
If you pay somebody,
If you pay somebody,
that's.
yeah, and you pay
that's
gas.
expense.
Uh-huh.
So little.
Right. And you pay on gas with somebody, then I write it off.
What the miles or the miles?
Gas.
No,
Yes.
the amount, like if you give them $20.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. Sure. So odometer reading, go here, 111, and we're almost done. Y'all getting this recording and how it goes? 222. And that's a lot of miles. Just say that was 100 business miles. You got to put your 100 business miles in there, okay? Because you got to keep up the difference between your business miles, commuter miles, and your personal miles. So this is recording only your business miles. So in the run of a day, if you have mileage, you do 2 transactions. If you do personal and business, you've got to separate what's for business and what's personal. Of course, I want all mine, 100%. Business, yeah, great deduction. So we'll just save it and look here. Now you got your income and your expense, and it's uncategorized now, but I'm gonna click the category button, and now we got it separated out. Okay, then you're gonna come over here to right here. You can export it into an Excel spreadsheet, and everything. I double save mine. I do export mine at the end of the year just in case something happens to this system online. So I will put it away in a file, okay? But then here, when you get ready to print it, just click on print. There you go, you got your spreadsheet. And you can just simply do landscape, whatever your computer, whatever fit, and run your copies, okay? All right, so that's pretty simple, isn't it? That's pretty simple. So, you know, if children can do it. I told my grandbaby one time, and I just told him about meals, pretty much what to say, a couple of things, and that Braylon was rolling. He just went rolling. So your kids are bright enough to do it and to understand. All right, you guys, that's pretty much it on the record keeping that I wanted y'all to know, and we should go at now. If you're gonna stress out now is the time to stress out. Don't wait until April, January. Stress out now so you get over it. All right, I'm done. Any questions? Okay. We do want to say thanks to Pastor Yarbrough and to First Lady Yarbrough. Would y'all give them a hand? Yes, we appreciate them for opening the doors at Powerhouse for us to come and have our meeting. Thank you guys for joining in with us, and we look forward to training on Monday night.